calling all interplanetary bitches. I am Tom.
I am Galen.
And this is your 15 minutes of Fume, 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 Fume. First of all, we want to say thank you because our activism line of fragrances has been getting so much play lately. We're talking people sharing it, talking about it, buying them, which has allowed us to make more donations at the lab to all sorts of organizations. And because we promoted the Bitch Planet line of perfumes last week, we got a surge of purchases that allowed us to make a $500 donation to the Brink Literacy Project Prison Frames program. So we have an activism line of perfumes, but a lot of our perfume collections raise money for different charities as per our agreement with the license holders. Mm-hmm. Like the Neil Gaiman perfumes mostly go to Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. And Bitch Planet, that we created with Kelly Sue DeConnick and Valentine DeLandro, the proceeds for those perfumes go to Brink. So, you knew this. Mm-hmm. I knew this.
Did you know that?
You might not have known it.
Now you do.
So, if you thought you were off the hook just buying our recent Black Lives Matter collection, Triumph in My Song, or some of our various other fundraiser perfumes, I'm sorry, do-gooder perfume buyers, you have so much territory left to explore. A word real quick about Brink. If you go to their website, which we're going to put on the screen, brinklit.org, there's a lot of statistics about literacy as it relates to crime and rehabilitation. One thing from their site that just stood right out to me is that 2/3 of children who struggle with reading by the 4th grade will engage in criminal activity. Education is just completely essential to how people grow up and fit into society. So anyway, this wonderful organization gets all of the profits from these perfumes, and we're going to be, sharing links to their projects and stuff coming up in the future. But we have never recorded a video about these perfumes where we get to sniff them.
We only have 4 of them.
We have 4 of them here in the house, but that'll get you about 15 minutes of fume. If you're unaware of Bitch Planet, it is a wonderful comic book series that's kind of a riff on the prison exploitation genre, and it's about how women and other non-compliants are sent to a separate prison planet.
Mm-hmm. Bitch Planet.
Bitch Planet. Sold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one we have is kind of the signature perfume of the collection, Non-Compliant. That's kind of the icon. The NC is kind of like the icon of the comic book series. People have tattoos of this.
You get branded with it when you are sent to Bitch Planet.
Right. Sugar and bile. That's right.
Yep.
Bile.
Second note, bile.
Leather and blood, honey and rum, shredded patchouli, and vetiver, tobacco, and lime. It is like a protest scent.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
And if you were afraid because you've never purchased a perfume that had bile listed among the scent notes, first know that these products contain no actual bile. Bile may have been generated during the creation of them, or in response to current events.
But no actual bile went into it.
Yes. However, it is really interesting because right off the bottle, there's obviously some of these sweet, sugary notes, but there is like a sourness, which I'm imagining is probably oud.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's got a kind of a sweet, smoky kind of. I mean, there's like a simmering rage for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real strong patchouli. There's not like a really, dominant patchouli here in the bottle. I'm definitely getting the tobacco.
I'm getting just so many of these notes, every time with each smell.
It's a swirl. Wow. It's a really complex fragrance.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm glad that it's just kind of the seat of this whole collection. Like, you don't even have to know anything about Bitch Planet as a comic or as a planet to appreciate what's going on here. There's like a threatening quality to it that I think is really great, even though it does have like a soft feminine quality also. Next, we have Spirit Fingers, which is like, on the label, it's like these foam fingers that are like, which we all, I feel like, should be waving as we walk around, like masked, in public right now. Anyway, the scent copy says, "A giant foam fuck you cotton candy, red pepper, and clove bud. This is one of my favorites in the collection. I mean,
those like cinnamon gummy candies.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just,
for me, it's like cinnamon bears. I'm not like, I know it's red pepper, but because it's sweetened up with the cotton candy
and the
and
clove.
spicy with the clove,
Yeah.
then it goes a little. It smells like cinnamon in the bottle to me.
It's chewy.
It's bright red, bright ass red.
Yeah. I love this one.
It's hot. It just smells like Red Hots. It's great.
Yeah. Opening that box of Red Hots and then that nice whoosh of chemical.
Yeah. I would much rather smell this than eat them and have them stick to the places in my teeth that will give me tooth shivers. I know.
I'm getting it just thinking about it, yeah. Tooth shivers.
Tooth shivers. And now, okay, one of the character scents, of which there are numerous, but this is the only one that we have here in the house, is Penny Roll. She's big, she's bad, she's all heart. The scent is red sandalwood, shea, sweet patchouli, cardamom, pecan. Now there's a scent note we don't see very often. And caramelized amber. So if you're thinking that this sounds delicious...
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. This is like being hugged by like a big...
Baker.
A baker.
No. A big baker.
It's not even like a baked goods thing for me, because with the shea and like the amber takes it... I mean, it does have a foodie element, but it really smells just like
a big, warm, loving figure.
Yeah.
Getting
like,
a big hug.
Like, I would get this even if I wasn't looking at a picture of Penny Roll, like, on the bottle and on my computer. It's like someone who just wears, like, the best skincare products.
Yeah.
And hair products. There's a coolness to it, which I find really interesting, because these are really warm notes, like the caramelized amber and the sandalwood. I wonder if it's kind of like the spice of the cardamom.
Yeah, maybe.
Something is cool, is making it seem kind of... maybe shea, because I don't smell that in a perfume very much.
It could be. It's a more mellow note.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's just like... It smells more like a living person than something that you would eat. And then finally, we have... I mean, there's really... everything that we said about the last one that you would think you would get from there, we get in here with Big Bertha's Big Molasses Muffins. There's no muffin like Big Bertha's. Molasses and orange make these muffins sweet, indulgent, and a little spicy, just like your grandma. We made some really fun, like, exploitation-style film promos for some of these perfumes. It was really fun. We're going to share some of those this week.
Because in the comic, there are ads for these products that are in the world of the comic. Such as a Green X, which is a
drug.
A pill for non-compliant people, and then these infamous Big Bertha's muffins.
Oh, okay, so these are... It's like a really sticky perfume. It's like sticky and chewy. It reminds me of those muffins at Mimi's Cafe when I would go there with my mom. And they have that like really sticky honey bran muffin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like just a bit of orange in the glaze. This is the kind of gourmand scent that we usually get like in the Yule collection or like in the fall collection. Yeah. And the idea that it's just dropped right down in the middle of Bitch Planet is so funny to me. It's like, here is the scrumptious, homey, like, you know, thick, syrupy, caramelized baked muffin smell for you and your body and your home and your life and the whole planet. Okay, so we're going to try them on, and then we'll see if, you know, what planet we end up on. We're back, bitches, and we are, first of all, smelling non-compliant. Oh, spicy. It's like, the patchouli is coming out to play on me a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's got claws and fangs.
And roots.
And wings and roots.
What is this thing?
And bile. Honestly, not getting as much of that. Like, the bottle had more of that sour tang. This is more grounded. It's a little earthier on the skin.
Yeah, it's sweeter and drier, kind of.
I love it. I love it. Rooty and tooty.
It reminds me of fresh. Ian from Only Lovers Left Alive, which is a patchouli and whiskey.
Yeah.
And
yes,
leather, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this is definitely like, I would say
some boozy
a companion
patchouli
scent for that. Really. Yeah.
This is for the young slackers out there, for sure.
I like it because it's like, of course, there are some like femme flourishes here, but it is ultimately really a scent for anybody. Mm-hmm. If you're non-compliant or aspire to be, maybe this is how you express yourself. Next we got the Spirit Fingers. For me, this is stable on the skin exactly the way it is in the bottle.
I know, yeah.
It's maybe a little more spicy in a kind of a nuanced way than it was where it was just pure red hots in the bottle.
Yeah.
And
less
I
of a
can
direct
actually
hit, you know?
pick out the pepper and the clove a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Less of a direct hit. Yeah, it's kind of like scattered, which is good because it's like a fragrance, and otherwise you could just buy candies and smear them on yourself, but that's how you get ants. We got Miss Penny Roll. Oh,
why don't I wear this one more often?
The nutty quality of the pecan is so incredible. And it doesn't have, like, you know, you might think of pecan like you associate it with, like, you know, certain desserts or fall customs or whatever.
Yeah. It's not really like that.
No, it just kind of gives it, like, a kind of an organic earthiness.
Yeah, yeah.
Which really, again, like, makes it smell like a person.
Yeah, and less dessert. Way less dessert. It's more...
But, like, a really inspiring person. It's
yeah.
not overly, like, sugary sweet.
No.
You know, it has like a kind of like a sweetness. I guess it's like the patchouli and the sandalwood and the pecan are kind of tempering it and like kind of grounding the sweetness into something.
Yeah.
It weirdly smells strong, not like kapow, it's hitting me in the nose, but just like it has this kind of quiet strength.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just projecting because of the character, but...
No, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Big Bertha's Big Molasses Muffins. Also pretty stable to what's in the bottle. Like,
yeah.
This isn't a morpher. It's like, I smell like muffins.
Yeah.
This is like a muffin smell in my arm. Like, it's in a cartoon where I'm in a lifeboat or whatever, and I look at my arm and it looks like a muffin, and then I eat it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like
crossfades, your arm crossfades into a muffin, and then you're like, oh.
Like in Titanic.
Yeah. That happened to Rose.
Yeah.
She saw her arm and she thought it was a muffin.
It's in the...
And then she started whistling.
Extended edition.
Help!
Yeah.
Help!
Yeah. I ate my arm because I thought it was a muffin. Yeah.
Sorry, it's
They
not
had
funny.
to cut it because the old woman who was filming the other parts was just like, I'm not doing that. Like, they were like, here's where we show the scar on your arm where you ate it because you thought it was a muffin. And she was
like, my character would fucking
just
never.
Like wordlessly picks up phone to call agent. I'm so fed up with this shit.
And then she threw that necklace in.
Anyway, it appears we have digressed. This has been we have many more of the Bitch Planet scents for you to snoop around in. Go check them out. It's an incredible fundraising collection, and the proceeds go to the Brink Literacy Project Prison Frames program. You know they're doing good because the name is long. So we're going to help you learn more about that this week, and we hope everyone will just keep fighting and take some of the victories that have come out of the past week, including today's Supreme Court ruling, and carry that energy forward into being like the biggest bitch on the planet, whatever it takes to get this shit done.
Yeah. Be non-compliant AF.
Do you know what it takes for someone so sensitive and sweet to say something like that? That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Until next time.
Give me the milk.